Cartoon and TV villains really learn how to not appreciate their lives more. And the hero always wins. Today I'm showing you the top 10 villain defeats that you guys obviously like to hate about villains. Number 10, Mrs. Tweedy, Chicken Run. The stop motion film based and created by for about the time was Mrs. Tweedy. Mrs. Tweedy is the main antagonist of the movies Chicken Run and its sequential sequel, Dawn of the Nugget. This is the main villain that we all know that we like to hate. And I obviously get facts because she's going for the number 10 on this spot. Number 9, Megatron from Transformers. One of the villains that deserve to be hated on the number 9 of the list is Megatron from Transformers, a Decepticon leader known to take down the Autobots and take out humanity and rule planet Earth. Well, it obviously fails multiple times when the Autobots have to save the world, also protecting human lives. And guess what? Nobody is allowed to know what the Transformers look like or what they are and what do they do, because it's likely an alien attack. Well, basically Transformers is one. Number 8, Diesel 10, a Thomas and Friends character classic that was later cut off for All Engines Go due to his only appearance in the CGI and model series. This guy is obviously the worst one, so he deserves a 8 spot on this list because he kinda has a sequential rivalry with steam engines due to the fact diesel engines and steam engines obviously rival against each other. This is likely a revolution between steam and diesel powered trains, which still goes on to the very present. Number 7, the Dazzlings. One of the most hated villains that deserves number 7 on the list is the Dazzlings, named Aria Blaze, Adagio, and Sonata. These three obviously deserve a number 7 on the list because they're obviously known to be the 7th hatest villain of all TV series. In fact, they only made their sequential debut in the second My Little Pony Equestria Girls sequel called Rainbow Rocks, also in Sunset Shimmer's Backstage Pass. Number 6, The Mist. Although not actually physically as a villain but also as a virtual type of way, The Mist is not actually a human type of villain because it's actually a type of cloud that accidentally was sent to Bridgeton, Maine on accident due to a science experiment gone wrong. This is likely one of the most hated villains of this list because I'm gonna be putting it on top 6 because it's gonna be the worst one. And I obviously don't know why, but the Mist also brings out the creatures that accidentally murdered all of the people during that grocery store. Yeah, so definitely the Mist deserves to be the 6th greatest villain that deserves most of the hate. Number 5, Jackson Storm. Based on a Cadillac concept vehicle from 2002, but also based on a 2017 Lexus LFA, Jackson Storm deserves to be a number 5 hated villain because he did try to scrape Cruz Ramirez and crush her against the wall, but she flipped over him and deserves this type of hate because he's a lot faster, he's a boastful bragger, and he doesn't even care who wins or loses. What matters most that he only cares about glory. I'm obviously gonna be hating this type of villain because I do not usually care if the villains win or lose. Number 4, Trip Murphy, Herbie Fully Loaded. Okay, one of the villains that came out before Cars was this movie. Herbie Fully Loaded was a NASCAR hit series drama that was released on July 24th, 2005, but also on June 22nd, 2005. In fact, this is the only Herbie movie that was actually brought to Disney Channel because it's actually a Disney Pixar film that later released its rebooted sequel for 2006, which is Disney Cars. And guess what? Michael Keaton, who voices Ray Sr., is actually the same guy who voices Chick Hicks. So Trip Murphy is definitely going on number 4 because he deserves most of the hate. He did try to crush Herbie against the wall, similar to Jackson Storm did, but unfortunately though, it backfires when Trip slams into the wall like Dale Earnhardt did at a high speed, flipping his car over and destroying it. This is likely the last time we see of Trip Murphy as he was seen being loaded onto an ambulance. Number 3, Scar from The Lion Guard. Scar is the only villain in The Lion Guard to only have a third season overall finale. In fact, this is one of the most hated characters of them all since he is always known for his enslavery. And guess what? He double crossed the hyenas and lions and over to the fact that this guy deserves a third spot for the hatred on the list. Number 2, Rigor Di Magiba, FPGA's Ang Provinciano. One of the most hated villains that I obviously hate the most is this guy, played by John Estrada from the original Ang Provinciano series since 2021. This guy obviously deserves to be the most hated. He was beaten up by Tanggol Montenegro, who is actually the son of Ramon Montenegro. This guy was actually beaten up multiple times by Tanggol over his fact that Rigor Di Magiba actually abused Tanggol Montenegro. In fact, this goes too far in Tanggol getting angry at him and later beats up Rigor in a fist fight. And to be fair, this guy deserves a number 2 spot on the hatred list. Number 1, Monarch, aka Hawkmoth. Originally known as Hawkmoth in the first season, the third and fourth is Shadow Moth, and then you got in season 5 we got Monarch. Ugh. This guy is the number 1 hated villain on this list because you know why. He akumatizes people and never cared about anyone else but reviving his own wife. In fact, this ultimately fails when he gives up his life for Emily to be brought back. And to be fair, Monarch deserves to be the most hated villain of any TV series and movie character. In fact, in the movie, he was so much worse compared to his TV counterpart. And what I obviously hate about Monarch in season 5 is because the way how he acts on the other heroes just to be powerful. I mean, to be fair, Monarch is a word for something powerful, like a type of dictatorial behavior. I don't know. All I know is that Monarch deserves to be a number 1 hated villain on this list. So there you have it, you guys. Those are the top 10 hated villains that actually appeared in TV series and movies. Make sure that you go comment, like, and sub to the channel today. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. I'll see you real soon.